All right. Friday. We made it. Another week in the book, Squeeze. What do you think?
Hey, we did, man. We made it another week. We made it another day. We made it another hour, another minute, another second because we are here doing cruising with the case handler. You.
Yes. You are right. I am me. I am Adam Handler. I am your case handler. I am an attorney at Pollack, Isaac DeSico, a proud partner of the firm, just celebrating my 6th-year anniversary with the firm. I was with another firm for about 9 years before that, another firm for about 4 years before that, over 17 years of legal experience, 17 years of kicking insurance butt, making sure that you and your family get exactly what you're entitled to if, God forbid, you're in an accident at work, on the road, on the street. If you've been hurt, don't be a victim twice. Make sure that you have our number saved, 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844 PPID law. Or don't even worry about the number. Just be connected to us on social media. That way you can direct message us or click on the links for our phone number, for our email. Again, we are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We are a full service law firm here in Manhattan. I handle the injury cases. My partners handle the immigration cases, the real estate cases, the criminal cases, the labor dispute cases, the matrimonial cases. You got a legal question, we got a legal answer. You got a legal problem. Squeeze, what do we got? We got the legal solution. You're absolutely, you must be a fan of this show, Squeeze. You must be tuning in every day on 93.5 FM, 9:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. You must be doing that because you know exactly what we're talking about. And I know for a fact that you're down with PPID, correct?
Come on, you know me. I'm down with PPID every day, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I want to say a special welcome to all the 93.5 FM listeners. Turn up your radios. All right. This is a segment that I do here each and every single weekday as Adam, the case handler, the attorney of personal injury at the firm PPID, noted. All right. We do this every day. It's a solid consecutive law segment, okay, on this station. There is none like its kind on this station that is as consistent as this one. 9:30 every day. Well, weekdays, you can hear us for at least half an hour. And we also do it live on Facebook. On the weekends, we do it between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturdays, 10 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Sundays. And ladies and gentlemen, we speak about something that is extremely important to the community that we cannot avoid. We started the show by saying we're good today. We woke up this morning. It's another week. It's another day. It's another hour, another second. But there's something that happens every day. Accidents. They do happen. What is your recourse when there is an accident? That recourse, ladies and gentlemen, after you've sought emergency help medically, is to speak with an attorney that can truly help you through that situation. God forbid that you got torn up and you need to get the maximum compensation. That man happens to be the case handler himself. That man happens to be Adam Handler. That man happens to be the beast, the hot stepper, the shark, as I call him. And that's the reason why the show is called Cruising with the Case Handler, because accidents do happen every day and you need the right attorney in the personal injury capacity to represent you. His number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 6 years ago, as he noted yesterday, made 6 years?
It was the 15th.
Yeah, from the 15th.
Monday,
all right? He joined the firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. That's solid 6 years ago. That firm was built on immigration, a firm that has helped out the immigrant community for over 60 solid years. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy that he did. The immigrant community needed proper, solid representation, not only in the area of personal injury, but also in the area of immigration. And I love these guys and girls. I was corrected yesterday that I got to say girls also. So ladies and gentlemen, with that said, let me introduce our immigration panel today. You have already heard from the personal injury panel himself. He could hold this down himself, but I'm doing it with him. We've got Alan E.K. We call him the general. Why would you call someone the general? It's normally because of experience, normally because of depth, okay? Normally because they have studied the art of war. All right, Sun Tzu. They know how to get around. They know how to move things around and have the contacts. So welcome to Annakie. How are you feeling today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you so much for being here on Cruising with a K. Sadler. Now we have the boss lady, we call her. All right, Alexandra Bondikov. Welcome to the show. How are you feeling today, Alexandra?
I'm good. Happy Friday.
Happy
Happy
Friday.
Friday.
All right. So it's time to get the show on the way. And of course, we normally jumped it off with any quick immigration updates. Annakie, I'm going to give you 3 minutes for any quick updates that you have. And Alexandra Bondikov, I don't know if you have any updates, but let's say ladies first.
I'm not gonna steal the general's thunder.
Good one. I like that. Off to the general we go, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, 844-774-3529. Place your questions right now in the comment space on Facebook, or you can call 844-PPID-LAW and set up a consultation. Alan.
Okay, I jotted down about 18 things that are kind of new and interesting and important. So just stop me when you want to. Start off with President Biden has decided that we will remove the terms alien and illegal alien from official communications. And so from now on, they're going to use the term non-citizen instead of the dehumanizing alien and illegal alien. So kind of nice, and it's a kind of give you an idea of the attitude of the Biden administration, and different than the attitude from the previous administration. Okay, now the DREAM Act of 2021 was introduced yesterday in the House and will be introduced today or in the beginning of next week. And I have here in front of me 353 pages of the new Immigration Act of 2021. 353 pages. I've used a lot of paper to download that. Now, will Congress ever pass it? Who knows? Maybe there were the little bits and pieces will go in, but there's some really good things in there which we'll talk about on this program and on future programs. The Senate needs 60 votes to pass the Citizenship Act of 2021. I was on a press conference yesterday with Senator Menendez, who will introduce it in the Senate, and another lady who will introduce, Congresswoman Sanchez, who will introduce it in the House. But remember, it needs 60 votes. And all you people listening to the program, be very careful to these travel agents and even lawyers who say, oh, come and give us some money. We'll put you first in line. There's no law. It's just a bill, and it may never pass. So don't give people money to get online for this bill. People are going to be out there. The sharks are going to be out there trying to take your money. If you have any questions about the new act, call PPID. Now, I've been talking about the citizenship civics test. It was very bad. It was Trump's version, and he was trying to keep people from becoming citizens. And so the Biden administration is planning to scrap Trump's version of the citizenship test that critics said was more confusing. And this is an email from one of my colleagues who says it was a stinking exam, clearly done on the fly with the intent to reduce the number of people who could pass it, not to mention a clear political bent. Could not end soon enough for me. So Biden is going to scrap Trump's version of the citizenship test. Good news. Okay, now, what's going to happen with the entry bans, the non-immigrant immigrant bans? They will expire at the end of March unless President Biden takes them out sooner. So we're not sure exactly what he's going to do. I think he needs more time to figure that out. As far as DACA is concerned, President Biden has issued an executive order which was designed to protect and fortify DACA. At the same time, there's a lawsuit going on in Texas which would end DACA. So we're hoping that that's going to stay. And also, there's a bill was introduced in the Congress called the DREAM Act. And the DREAM Act was co-sponsored by a Republican and a Democrat. Dick Durbin, a Democrat from Illinois, and Lindsey Graham, one of the ex-president's pals, Republican from South Carolina. And so the DREAM Act of 2021 will protect dreamers, DACA people. So we're hoping that Congress may pass that, especially since it's bipartisan, introduced by a Republican and a Democrat. Okay, now we have 11 million undocumented people here. That's the size of the undocumented population. 5.5 million of them are essential workers. 700,000 of them are DACA people. So we're hoping that something will happen with that. And the American public really is in favor of trying to do some. 70 or 80% of the American public wants this fixed, this huge number of undocumented people. Now, removal proceedings, there's a huge backlog in removal proceedings, 1.3 million cases in the removal proceeding backlog with only 500 immigration judges. So do your math and look at 1.3 million removal cases and only 500 immigration judges and get an idea about how long your case is going to take if you're in removal.
That's pretty sticky right there, Alan. That's a lot of work. I don't even know how they're going to cover that ground, but they definitely need to do something about that. But I want people to understand that PPID is definitely always there for them. Definitely to make sure that their case and their situation goes much smoother, especially if you're in removal proceedings. All right, reach out to PPID, ladies and gentlemen. Call 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844 PPID law. Alan, if you don't mind, I'm going to come back to you in a few.
Right.
But I want us to start getting some questions in before I get beat up. All right.
Okay.
Boss, you're ready. Mr. Handler, hopefully you have your true success story also ready, if you don't mind. All right. I'm going to be coming to you with that. Once again, for those of you just joining us, what is it that you're listening? What is it that you're watching? You're watching a law show hosted by yours truly, David Annakie, CEO of the Link Up Media Group, with 3 attorneys today. And that happens to be, of course, Alan E.K. that you just heard from with the updates. We also have, of course, the case handler, the man who is at the helm of the show, the personal injury attorney, and runs that department there at PPID. And we've got the boss lady, Alexandra Bondikoff, Esquire. Let's jump right into it. A couple of quick questions, and we bounce it over to Adam Handler and then back to Alan E.K. This one is long, so pardon the lengthy question here. It says here, I used to travel on the hotel program. In 2008, my boyfriend's mother filed for him and he migrated to America. At that time, I was in the US on a work visa, so I did not go home. I stayed in America and we got married in February 2009 and had a baby. That same year, he filed for me, but when the paper came, I had to go to Jamaica for the interview. So I came to Jamaica and was denied the visa. Reason being, I overstayed on my visa in America. When my husband became a US citizen, he refiled for me. I went to the embassy and was denied again. They say there was a 10-year waiver on me, so I can't get a visa till 10 years. The 10 years will be up in 2 years. Do you think they will give me the visa this time? Or is it a waste of money filing again?
You don't have to file again, but she is subject to a 10-year bar because she overstayed more than a year. She's saying that she's already been out for about 8 years, so 2 more years would complete the 10-year bar, unless she wants to file for a waiver. A waiver would be a forgiveness for the 10-year bar. So a waiver might take a PPID another year to do. So either she waits another 2 years and then there shouldn't be a bar, should be able to come to the United States. If she doesn't want to wait, we can come to see us so we can try to work on getting her a waiver. Alex, you want to get anything to that?
I just want to say that this is a great example to me. It seems to me that they never sought the help of an attorney because that waiver was available to her the first time she applied for that visa. So the first time they denied her, the consulate should have advised her that she has triggered the bar and there's a waiver. And it seems to me that she has, at that time, an LPR husband who would qualify for a hardship waiver. So I think that's a great example of, why people shouldn't do it alone.
Absolutely.
We hear this all the time.
interesting
Yeah.
on that President Biden's new immigration bill eliminates the 3 and 10 year bar if it ever gets passed.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say, this person who evidently does not know anything about the waiver, all right, should have actually been using an attorney because the attorneys would have advised them accordingly and respectfully. So here they
Or
are.
she could have just remained in the US and wait until the husband becomes a US citizen. The point is, I mean, again, I don't know her entire situation. It's very difficult for us to just determine what could have happened based on what we have. But, if she had consulted an attorney back then, the option would have been to just remain in the United States, wait for the husband to become an American citizen, and then she could have done it.
That's it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Cruising with a Case Handler. All right. The number to call, anyone who has immigration questions, anyone want to speak one-on-one with an attorney. All right. You want to speak with an attorney. You want to get their time. It's worth it. Make the phone call. All right. The phone number is 844-774-3529. Everyone that's watching, listening to radio right now, this is Squeeze. I'm not Crazy Eddie. I'm just Squeeze. All right. The number is 844-774-3529. You're driving in your car. If you can safely do so, as Adam would say, 844-774-3529. Dial, please. That's 844-PPIDLAW. But what if you're in that car and God forbid you get into an accident, which we don't want? So do everything not to get in that accident, all right? But sometimes accidents do happen and it's not your fault, okay? Then what do you do after you've sought medical emergency, all right? Or medical help? You call the case handler, the Adam handlers, okay? The hot stepper, okay? The beast. I'm gonna come up with some more adjectives to describe them, or names, all right? Adam Handler, talk to me, man, about accidents, what you have done with the $130 million. Ladies and gentlemen, he is settled for his clients.
Yep. Listen, with respect to accidents, the first thing I have to say is you can never expect it to happen. You can never anticipate it to happen. You can't really prepare for it to happen because you just never know when disasters are going to strike. You never know when you're going to get hurt on that construction site. You never know when you're going to be stopped at a red light and all of a sudden a tractor trailer comes barreling down and smashes the rear of your car into the front of your car. You never know when you're going to be in the crosswalk with the walk sign, walking, appropriately when another car makes a quick left turn and knocks into you and breaks your leg. You can never expect this to happen because if you did, you would avoid it and it wouldn't happen. The only thing you truly can prepare for, Squeeze, is your response to that accident, that response to that unforeseen event. And I've helped thousands of people over the course of my career, over $130 million over the course of my career, for people that never in a million years expected they'd wake up and get into a terrible accident. But unfortunately, they did. But fortunately, either they or a family member or a friend had my information, linked us up, and we took very, very good care of them. Again, my name is Adam Handler. I am your case handler. Our phone number is 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID-LAW. I'd like to share at least one true life success story real quick, and then we'll switch it back to immigration. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't expect you to take my word for it. I would like you to, but I don't expect it. I certainly would not expect you to take Squeeze's word for it, or the other DJs on this radio station that have endorsed my practice and my firm for so many years. Take the word of those who unfortunately have come before you that met into that accident, that never expected it to happen. And the way you can take their word is by linking us on social media. If you can safely do so now or do so later, check out the Case Handler on Facebook. Check out the Case Handler on Instagram. Check out PPID on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see with your own very eyes exactly what we're talking about. And Squeeze, we can share these true life success stories, these people that have come to our practice and have been recovering in the aggregate, of course, meaning combined, millions and 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 millions of dollars. Last year, we did over 20 million. The year before that, we did over 25 million. Obviously, last year was a difficult year considering I'm at my 1-year anniversary of actually putting a suit on and going to court. I haven't been to court since the middle of March. So we've been doing this all remotely, and we've been doing incredible things. This week alone, Squeeze, I settled a case for $88,125, right? $88,125, $175,000, and $50,000. And Matt settled the case this week for $100,000. So we're over so nearly $400,000 this week alone for case handler clients. And I'd like to share one quick story, if I may. Squeeze, I'll let you, dealer's choice. I'm going to scroll, and if there's something that you find to be interesting or intriguing, you tell me when to stop, and I'll be happy to talk about it.
I'll be very honest with you, man. I know, we have demonstrated so many car accident cases and bus and bike, even, bikes and all of that stuff. And by the way, folks, Adam Can says he's the best, all right? But I can honestly tell you, many clients have said that, okay, he is. I truly 100% endorse him. If you get into an automobile accident of any kind, he's the only attorney you will need. And that's the reason why we give out the number 844-PPID-LAW. That's 844-774-3529. But Adam, did you know that a large percentage of the people that are listening to you are immigrants? That's question number one.
Of course.
Okay. 2, Adam, did you know that a large percentage of the immigrant community that is listening to you have people in nursing homes? Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. Adam, did you know that a large percentage of the people out there that's listening to you work in construction sites? Did you know that?
Yes.
So tell you what, I would like to get from you a construction case that you have handled, because we don't speak enough about it. But my brothers and sisters who are going to work at 6 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, heading to the construction sites, they need more information on the fact that you, as a top personal injury attorney, of course, in this hemisphere, and obviously on this radio station, can help them. God forbid they get hurt on a construction site. So I'd like to get one of those. That's what I'd like.
Absolutely. So I tell you what, why don't I give you...
I don't even want, Adam, hold up. I don't even want the $5.2 million settlement construction case that you did. I want even something less, because I know you did the $5.2 million one.
How about this one? This is a medium settlement.
Yeah.
I'll do this one right here. $372,500. Eddie, I love this guy. Whenever I see his face, it makes me happy, because he was just such a nice guy. And that's a look at that case handler, a little chubby case handler. That's before I started working out. And then you got Matt Goodstein there, $372,000. If you can read that quote for me, Squeeze, let me just move this here. Hang on. Right here. If you can read that quote for me, that would make my morning.
It says here by Eddie, Adam is a fighter and a champion. His team did excellent. I've already recommended him to my friends because he's the best there is. Like I said, Adam can't say it, but the clients can say it. And this client, Eddie, did. All right. He kept all of his promises to me, and I am very happy with the outcome of my case. This is Eddie. He's from Brooklyn, and he got a settlement of $372,500 by way of his attorney, Adam Handler, the case handler, the shark, the beast, the man, the hot stepper. And that's the reason why you call PPID and find him at 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. What happened on this construction site?
Eddie was working as a carpenter, fell off a ladder. We actually have a photograph of the accident site. His coworker took a picture of the ladder after it had fallen over and after Eddie got hurt. And you know what they say, a picture's worth a thousand words. Here it was worth 372,500 words. But he broke his wrist, no surgery. Was out of work. I forget how long he was out of work for. But we got about a year, I believe. He got all his medical bills paid, all his time out of work compensated. And then in addition to that, We got the reimbursement to workers' compensation insurance waived. We'll talk about on another show about what workers' compensation is and how that affects a personal injury case. But essentially, you got him another $73,000 in his pocket. So congratulations to Eddie. I miss you, buddy. I'm actually going to text you after this show just because I saw your face and I haven't caught up with you in a while. But we are family with our clients. We are friends with our clients. We are exceptional attorneys. We do things very, very differently. We are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Before we get to the top of the hour, if you want to get to one more immigration question or just plug the immigration department again, let's do it. And then we'll go on Facebook. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to 93.5 FM. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Please, please, please do your boy a favor. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Instagram. Check out the Case Handler. See for your own very eyes what special things we do here for our friends and family.
Number is 844-PPID-LAW. That's 844-774-3529. Thank you so much for tuning in, 93.5 FM listeners. Let's get to another question here. This one is for you, Alexandra. There's a person who came to America on someone else's papers over 20 years ago. The children of this person would like to file for them without the parent going back to Jamaica. Is it possible for the filing to be done without the parent going back to Jamaica?
Well, in order for somebody to be able to file for a green card while in the United States, they have to show that they were inspected and admitted into the United States. The fact that they've been here for such a long time without authorization doesn't matter because the children will be filing for what we call an immediate relative. But if they're doing it from the United States, they have to show that they were inspected and admitted. And the problem is that you can't prove that unless you provide evidence of that entry, and you would be basically admitting to having committed fraud. So that's a case where they definitely need to consult an attorney before they do anything.
I was just about to say.
One additional thought, there's something called cancellation of removal. So people who have been in the United States for a long time, over 10 years, can sometimes apply for a green card without going home, but you have to go before an immigration judge in a removal proceeding. Not easy to do. It's a possibility. Come and see us and we can talk to you about it.
There you go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, 93.5 FM listeners. We'll continue on Facebook on the page, The Case Handler, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico's page, and my page, David Squeeze Annakie. The number is 844-PPID-LAW. Stay with us.
It's 10 o'clock.
All right. So let's continue with some more questions here before we have Alan wrap it up. Let's see here. I have a girlfriend who recently migrated to the United States. She did not get married when she was living in Jamaica because she was on filing. I'm sure that if we had gotten married, it would have affected her chances of immigrating when the filing came through. Hold on. Now that she has finally migrated to the United States and I currently have a valid B1, B2 visa, I'd like to know if it is possible for me to visit her and maybe get married over there. I don't want to run into any trouble with the U.S. authorities, so I would like to know what the available options are. Alan?
All right. Now, the person who's asking the question, is he a citizen or permanent resident?
No, he has a B1, B2. It's the girlfriend who has a green card or is a citizen. I don't know. That's not clear.
Okay. So if he has a B1, B2, if he has a visitor's visa, he can come here to visit her. When he gets here, he can marry her here, but shouldn't marry her too quickly. Should wait at least 60 to 90 days, and they can get married here. The line is pretty short now for people married to permanent residents. So theoretically, he could come here on his visitor's visa. If he doesn't have a problem at the airport with CBP, they admit him usually for 3 months. Then he can marry her. And if the line is a second preference and stays short as it is now, he can file for adjustment of status here without leaving.
Okay. All right. Once again, folks, 844-PPID, that's the number. All right. You are in tune to Cruising with the Case Handler. You heard from the case handler himself, Adam Handler, the top personal injury attorney, in my opinion. And of course, you heard from the immigration attorneys. Before we conclude with Alan giving us his final update on what's happening with immigration, I have one more question for Alexandra Bondikoff, our attorney, that is also here answering immigration questions. It says here, a friend of mine got married after his dad filed an I-130 petition for him. When his papers came, he added his wife and 2 children to the application, which then came to say that due to the numerical limitations of visa issuance by law, the petition was no longer eligible for further processing at this time. What are his options? Alexandra?
All right, so basically, when his father filed for him, I assume this person was not married, which puts him in first preference category, which generally has a shorter wait line. The moment he married, that petition was downgraded to the third preference, okay? It's a plus for him because his derivatives can also immigrate, but the problem is that category is oversubscribed, which means the line is longer. So basically there's nothing to be done but wait until that visa number or the priority date becomes current. And at that time, his entire family can immigrate to the United States.
Okay, all right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Cruising with a Case Handler. To top it off, as I give the number, 844-PPID law. That's 844-774-3529. We'll see what Alan has to say finally before we conclude our show here on a Friday. Alan.
Okay, a couple of things. One of the good things that President Biden has put in as soon as he came in was to halt all border wall construction. At the same time, there are 13,000 to 14,000 people locked up in detention centers throughout the country. Obviously, a problem with the epidemic to have 13,000 to 14,000 people locked up throughout the country. There's also now been a change in enforcement priorities. ICE has put out a guidance in terms to tell people who they're going to go after and who not. Under the ex-president, anybody who was here out of status could be arrested. And now there's a much more pleasant, good directive from ICE about who they will go after. And basically, they now have to decide when they find somebody, whether they're going to issue a detainer, whether they're going to put them in custody, whether they're going to issue a notice to appear, whether they're going to detain him, grant defer action. It's a new set of priorities for ICE, which is a very good thing. Under the previous administration, anybody ICE encountered who was out of status, they could grab and put into removal proceedings. So the new priorities, the new interim guidance of ICE, very good thing, very helpful thing. I think a very good move. The only other thing I wanted to talk about is that aside from these change in enforcement priorities, obviously we have a problem with backlog of adjudications with USCIS. People are filing applications and taking a long time to have them adjudicated. We need some reform on that. And I think that's something that's covered in President Biden's immigration bill. So we will, in the future programs, give you more details about the immigration bill. But remember, don't go paying people, even attorneys who say, we'll put you in the front of the line, just sign up now. There's no law right now. It's a proposal. It's a bill. It may never pass. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alan E.K., ladies and gentlemen, an attorney. And of course, we want to say he's the general because of his depth, his experience, his knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake. You only need the firm PPID. That's Pollack, Isaac, and Nasico. You get hurt in an accident, you only need a case handler. So do us a favor, do us a solid, tip your waiter, and that's us, by texting that number, 844-774-3529, to everyone in the New Jersey, New York area when it comes to accident cases. You will need that number. Also, for immigration help, you need to also text that same number to them, 844-774-3529, or please share on your social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, you name it, Instagram, and follow us also, the case handler, PPID, David Squeeze Annakie, and you'll get more information on immigration and yes, personal injury, criminal defense, family law, and much more. I am David Squeeze Annakie, CEO of the Link Up Media Group of Companies. On behalf of the attorneys on the panel here, Alexandra Bondikoff, Adam Handler, and Alan E.K., we say have yourself an amazing Friday and a phenomenal weekend. Thank you, lady Alexandra, and thank you, gentlemen, Adam Handler and Annakie.